Good Wednesday afternoon, meteorologist Anthony Yanez here. I wanted to get you an update on the latest on what we're expecting with this critical fire weather that we're going to have as we move throughout the next several days. So here we are, Wednesday afternoon at lunchtime. What we're seeing is a gentle onshore breeze, comfortable temperatures in the 70s today, but the winds are already picking up in the deserts and the mountains. These are onshore winds. What we're going to see late tonight into early tomorrow morning is that quick push and turn of the winds, and now we're seeing this offshore Santa Ana wind. It looks like they're going to be strongest on Thursday morning into the afternoon, but then making another peak as we move toward Friday morning. And so what we're basically going to see is a good 24, 36 to 48 hours of some very strong offshore winds, and therein lies the fire danger with these winds. And we're going to have this all the way through Friday night. By Friday night, once we get to Friday night, it's more of a lighter offshore wind, so it's already still dry outside. And as we move towards Saturday, you have a few areas where you'll still have a few gusts out, but for the most part, as we move towards Saturday, even though these are still offshore winds, the winds are really going to lighten up. So the danger area is starting tomorrow morning all the way through Friday evening. That's when we have this red flag warning, which is critical fire weather. Winds will be 15 to 30 miles per hour, gusts 40 to 60, and the humidity is going to be in the single digits, less than 10%. And so because of that, and this is really the first time we're seeing this in Southern California, the potential for widespread power shutoffs. And I'm just picking a couple of cities here, some of the bigger cities. This may not include all of them, but there's a potential in Ventura County for more than 23,000 people from Ventura, Moore Park, Simi Valley, Camarillo, who could have their power shut off. Doesn't mean they will, but potentially can get their power shut off. And this would start as early as tomorrow. Lancaster, Valencia, Sun Village, Pasadena, La Cañada, Flint Ridge, all the way out to Malibu. Nearly 50,000 customers here. And if you'll notice, all these cities that you're seeing, these are the cities that are close to or in mountains, like Orange, North Tustin, Rancho Santa Margarita, Orange County. More than 7,000 customers as you move off into Riverside County. A lot more cities here, but there's a lot of mountains, as you can see, from Temecula, Beaumont, Riverside, all the way into North Palm Springs. Then San Bernardino County, 40+ thousand customers potentially that could have their power shut off. Again, I'm just showing you these are some of the cities that they're thinking of, they're looking at very carefully with the weather. Hesperia, Crestline, San Bernardino, Yucaipa, all the way into Big Bear. So here's the setup. Here's what the problem is. We have this really cold air up north. This cold air is moving into Southern California. So we've got this area of high pressure that's bringing in this offshore flow. And so what we have, the physics of this, is you get the wind that starts at the top of the mountain, and as it sinks, it dries. So that's what's making the humidity go into the single digits. That's a sinking, a compressional air, and that's bringing in the winds. And so think of almost if you were at the top of this mountain on a bike with no brakes, you're racing down. That's what's happening with that flow. It's creating these strong winds and also really drying things out. What's a little different with this pattern, usually Santa Ana winds are warm. You get that compressional heating. But with this system, because it's so cold up to the north, we're actually getting a cooler, cold Santa Ana pattern. It's similar to what we saw at the Thomas Fire 2 years ago or the Woolsey Fire, where it was a cold, dry, strong wind, but something we'll be watching. And the big concern with this high wind watch is you can get down trees and down power lines. That's why they're considering turning off the powers, because we saw with the Woolsey Fire, we saw Thomas Fire, we saw the fires up in the north, how many times you get those down power lines. That's the spark that creates a fire that just completely spreads out. So I want to leave you with this. 4th thing to watch for you. It starts tonight and starts tonight into Thursday morning. The big concern with this is it dries out the vegetation. The humidity is going to be anywhere from 3 to 9%. Gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour in those wind-prone Santa Ana areas. And if a fire starts, you can get extreme behavior, really tough for firefighters to get a handle on this, and you get that rapid fire growth that just spreads out. So this will be something we'll be monitoring for you, watching where the winds, where it's the driest, but of course you've got to be vigilant and really watch for those ignition sources and do your part to keep Southern California safe.